Hello, my friend. I am very happy you are here today. Have you ever studied English for hours only to forget everything the next day? You sit down with your notebook. You memorize 10 new words. You repeat them again and again. You even write them on flashcards. But the next morning, they're gone. Your mind feels empty, like you never studied at all. You sigh, close your book, and whisper to yourself, maybe I'm just not good at remembering things. If that sounds like you, let me tell you a story. A story about a boy who thought the same thing. His name was Tom, and for most of his life, he believed he had a terrible memory. But one day, everything changed. Tom was a quiet, curious boy. He loved learning, but he always struggled to remember what he learned. In school, he could never remember dates in history. He forgot math formulas, English words, and even the names of his friends' pets. Every time he tried to study, he would feel excited for a few minutes, but soon frustration would take over. He would close his book and think, why do I forget so fast? Maybe I'm just stupid. His teacher once told him, Tom, memory is like a muscle. You have to train it. But Tom didn't believe that. He thought memory was something you were born with. You either had a good one or you didn't. One day, Tom decided to learn English. He dreamed of traveling the world. He wanted to talk to people from other countries, to watch movies without subtitles, to understand song lyrics. He felt excited when he started. He learned hello, thank you, how are you, and a few other words. But after a week, he forgot most of them. He opened his notebook and saw strange marks that no longer made sense. Why is this so hard? He asked himself. Why can't I remember? He was ready to give up again. Then something small happened that changed everything. One afternoon, Tom went to a park near his house. He sat on a bench with his English book, pretending to study, but mostly just staring at the sky. Next to him sat an old man feeding pigeons. The man noticed Tom's sad face and asked, "What's wrong, young man?" Tom sighed. "I'm trying to learn English," he said, "but I keep forgetting everything. My memory is terrible." The old man smiled kindly. "Terrible memory, you say? Maybe you just haven't learned how to remember." Tom frowned. "How to remember? Is that something I can learn?" The man nodded. "Of course. Memory is not magic, it's a skill. You train it, you shape it, you make it strong." Tom looked surprised. "But how?" he asked. The old man reached into his pocket and took out a small, old notebook. "I once had the same problem," he said. "When I was young, I forgot everything I studied. Then I discovered something simple to remember something. You must connect it to something you love." Tom blinked. "Connect it to something I love?" The man smiled again. "Yes. When you learn a word, don't just say it. Feel it. See it. Use it in your life. Your brain remembers feelings, not just words." Tom listened carefully. The man continued. "For example, if you learn the word apple, don't just repeat it apple, apple, apple. Think of the apple you ate yesterday. Feel its taste, its smell, its color. Make it real. Make it yours. Then your brain will remember." Tom thought about that all evening. Maybe memory wasn't about repeating things again and again. Maybe it was about making them meaningful. That night, he decided to try something new. Asterisk, asterisk. He opened his English notebook and looked at the word book. Instead of repeating it, he picked up his favorite book from the shelf. He touched it, smelled it, opened it, and said softly, "Book," smiling slowly. He imagined himself reading an English book one day and understanding every word. Suddenly, the word didn't feel empty, it felt alive. The next morning, he woke up, and guess what? He still remembered the word. That small success gave him hope. So he tried again. The next day, he learned the word Sunday. He went outside, looked at the sky, and said softly, Sunday. He felt its warmth on his skin. He closed his eyes and whispered, Sun, again. He didn't just say the word, he lived it. And he remembered it. Little by little, something began to change inside him. He stopped memorizing words like a robot. He started living them like moments. Each word became a tiny story. Rain reminded him of his childhood. Smile reminded him of his mother. Dream reminded him of his future. One day, his teacher asked the class to give a short speech in English. Tom was terrified. His hands were shaking. His heart was beating fast. I can't do it, he thought. I'll forget everything. But then he remembered what the old man had told him. Connect it to something you love. So instead of writing a boring speech, Tom wrote about his dream to travel the world. When he stood in front of the class, he took a deep breath and started speaking. His voice was trembling at first, but as he spoke about his dream, his words came naturally. He remembered every line because every word meant something to him. When he finished, his classmates clapped. His teacher smiled proudly. And for the first time, Tom felt that his memory wasn't broken. It was awakening. From that day, Tom changed the way he studied. He started keeping a memory journal. Every time he learned a new word, he wrote a small story or drew a picture about it. When he learned coffee, he drew a cup of coffee and wrote, I drink coffee in the morning. When he learned friend, he drew himself and his best friend smiling together. Soon, his notebook was full of colors, emotions, and memories. Learning English was no longer painful. It was fun, creative, and personal. Of course, there were still bad days. Sometimes he forgot words again. Sometimes he felt tired and wanted to quit. But every time he thought of giving up, he remembered the old man's smile and his gentle voice. To remember something, make it yours. That sentence became his secret weapon. He whispered it whenever he felt lost. Slowly, word by word, sentence by sentence, Tom's English grew. His memory grew too. And something else grew inside him, confidence. A few years later, Tom got a chance to study abroad. He moved to another country where everyone spoke English. The first few weeks were difficult. People spoke fast. He made mistakes. Sometimes he didn't understand what others said. He felt embarrassed. He laughed nervously. But he never stopped trying. Every night, he would write in his memory journal. He would think about the words he heard that day and connect them with experiences. When he learned raincoat, he remembered getting caught in the rain. When he learned airport, he thought of his first flight. Every word had a story, and every story stayed in his mind. One rainy evening, while sitting in a cafe, Tom opened his notebook. He smiled as he flipped through the pages. So many memories, so many words, so many feelings. Just then, a little boy came to his table. The boy pointed at Tom's notebook and asked shyly, What are you writing? Tom smiled. I'm writing stories to help me remember English words. The boy's eyes lit up. Really? I forget words too. I'm bad at remembering. Tom laughed gently. No one is bad at remembering, he said. You just need to make it fun. The boy tilted his head. Fun? Tom nodded. Yes, Learn with your heart, not just your head. That night, as Tom walked home, he realized something beautiful. The old man in the park had changed his life with just a few words. Now he was passing that wisdom to someone else. It felt like a circle knowledge and kindness coming back around. Over the next few years, Tom became fluent in English. He traveled to many countries, met amazing people, and experienced beautiful things. He even became a teacher, not the kind who teaches only grammar and rules, but one who teaches how to learn. Asterisk, asterisk. In every class, he told his students the same thing. Memory is not about repeating, it's about feeling. Connect, imagine, live your words. His students loved his lessons. They laughed, they shared, they remembered. Some of them even started their own memory journals, just like Tom did. One day after class, a young woman came to him. Her eyes were full of tears. "Teacher," she said softly, "I used to hate English. I always forgot everything, but now I can remember words easily." "Thank you." Tom smiled. He saw himself in her the same fear, the same frustration, the same journey. He put a hand on her shoulder and said, "Don't thank me, thank yourself. You decided to keep going. You decided to believe." That night, Tom sat by his window, watching the stars. He thought about the old man again. He never saw him after that day in the park, but he always felt his presence like a gentle whisper in his heart. To remember something, make it yours. Those words had followed him everywhere. He smiled and whispered back, "I did." You see, memory isn't just about how much you repeat, it's about how deeply you connect. If you learn a new English word today, don't just write it in your notebook. Say it out loud. Use it in a sentence. Imagine it. Draw it. Sing it. Feel it. Make it a part of your life. The more you connect, the stronger it stays. Your brain is not lazy, it just needs meaning. And remember, everyone forgets sometimes. Even the best learners do. Forgetting is not failure. It's a normal part of learning. What matters is what you do next. When you forget, don't get angry. Don't give up. Just smile and start again. Each time you return to a word, your memory gets stronger. Each time you try again, you build another bridge in your mind. But Tom's story is not just about memory, it's about patience, hope, and the belief that you can change. You are not born with a good or bad memory, you build it, one thought at a time. So the next time you forget something, remember this story. Remember Tom. Remember the old man. Remember that learning is not about perfection, it's about connection, it's about love. And maybe one day, when you're sitting in a cafe or walking in the park, someone will come to you and say, "I can't remember words. I'm bad at learning." And you'll smile and tell them, "No one is bad at remembering. You just need to make it yours." That's how wisdom travels from heart to heart, from learner to learner. And so, my friend, if you are watching this video right now, feeling frustrated because you keep forgetting words, please don't give up. You are not alone. Everyone starts there. Everyone feels lost at first. But if you keep going, if you keep connecting, your memory will bloom like a garden. Every word will be a flower. And soon you'll see how beautiful your English can be. Keep practicing, keep feeling, keep believing. You can remember everything not because you are special, but because you care. Because you love learning. And because you never give up. And when you finish this story, take a moment, close your eyes, think of one new word you learned today. Picture it, feel it, say it slowly, make it yours. You've got this. You can do it. I believe in you. Thank you for listening to this story. If it touched your heart or gave you hope, please like and subscribe so you won't miss the next story, because every week I'll share another story to help you grow, remember, and shine on your English journey. Hey, keep shining